A CALL7 Investigators exclusive. A sheriff's deputy files a report for what she believes is improper and discriminatory conduct against prisoners in the county jail. But the complaint is never investigated. She is. CALL7 investigator John Ferrugia is here. Now, John, this could cost the county taxpayer some big money.
Is a citizen, is a U.S. citizen, and was an Arapahoe County Sheriff's deputy for almost 14 years. Now, she was investigated and fired after the department accused her of lying about her citizenship. She charges it was discrimination and blatant retaliation.
The people I work with, co-workers, including civilian staff, they were making inappropriate jokes and comments about Mexicans and illegals.
Teresa Garcia began working as an Arapahoe County Sheriff's deputy in 1997.
I was trying to put myself in their position because we really don't know.
Yeah.
Who's a citizen, who's not. They would say that I want to drive the next busload across the border. We wouldn't talk about any other race like that. I mean, it's just not a conversation you have at work.
Tell me why you were offended.
I was born in Mexico. My dad's side of the family is actually from Mexico. So that's my national origin.
Yeah. And your mom?
My mom is actually born in Colorado.
When hired, Garcia submitted all the proper identification, including her driver's license and social security number, and she passed a background check. The questioning of her citizenship began after she complained about the racism she says she witnessed in the jail.
The jokes were specific to Mexicans or illegals.
When she filed an internal affairs complaint, Garcia used her own frustration with the process of obtaining a passport as an example of how even U.S. citizens of Mexican descent have trouble with the system.
The reason I gave them this information was basically to show empathy for the people that they're making jokes about.
But instead of investigating Garcia's complaint, the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Department began investigating Garcia. She was immediately put on administrative leave in a very public display on December 8, 2010.
I wasn't told why I was being suspended. I was basically walked out of the building, had my locker cleaned out, had my ammunition collected. They collected all my credentials.
About a week later, Garcia was called into the office.
I was told that I was being terminated for not being able to provide proof that I'm a U.S. citizen or eligible to work in the U.S.
Because Garcia never knew she was being investigated, she did not bring any documentation to the meeting. But less than a week later, on December 22nd, she submitted these documents to the department, including her social security information indicating she's a U.S. citizen, her mother's Colorado birth certificate, her parents' marriage certificate, her own Colorado marriage certificate. Garcia's birth certificate had been sent to the State Department with her passport application. But despite her proof, she wasn't rehired.
I cried a lot. I didn't know how to fix this. All of a sudden, you don't have medical benefits. All of a sudden, you have to start pulling out your retirement.
And it was Christmas time for her kids.
We made a big Christmas tree out of paper. I asked how many gifts they wanted. That's how many empty boxes I wrapped up. So they knew not to ask for anything.
Finally, less than 2 weeks later, on December 29th, Garcia was sent her new passport. She provided that to the department, but it wasn't until February 2011 that she was finally reinstated with back pay. Did your supervisor or anybody in management apologize?
Nobody apologized.
Did anybody say we made a mistake?
No.
What did they say?
They didn't say anything.
But even after she returned to work, she got no response on her original complaint.
As a result of the internal affairs investigation, I became the person they were investigating instead of my actual complaint. I feel like they wanted me gone. I feel like they were looking for a reason to get rid of me, and they did.
Now, federal court documents confirm this county has now settled this case, but officials are refusing to say how much this is going to cost taxpayers until the deal is final. The county attorney initially told me in a phone conversation that this is making a mountain out of a molehill. But after our questions, the county is hiring an outside investigator to examine Garcia's allegations. We'll let you know the settlement. And Mike, we will ask county officials to explain why the allegations were not investigated until now.
Well, that is quite a story. John, thanks so much. If you have a tip on a story idea that you'd like to see investigated, you can call our CALL7 tip line, 303-832-7777, or email us at call7@thedenverchannel.com.